Hello and welcome to my video. In this video, I will give an overview of the regression concept. This video can be useful on remembering regression concepts or on learning them. In this video, I will start by giving some information about regression, and after that we are going to do an example about how regression works. And as follower, we will see a simple linear regression equation and the components of that. We can start now. Regression is a statistical method used to analyze and model relationships between variables. It can be used to predict a continuous outcome variable, also known as the dependent variable, based on one or more predictive variables, which is also known as independent variables. We will use x in representation of independent variables and y for dependent variables in most of the cases. Regression can be used for both simple and complex relationships, and there are a variety of techniques available, such as linear regression, multiple regression, and nonlinear regression. In general, the goal of the regression analysis is to find the best fitting lines. There's many regression techniques, but in this video we will be mainly focusing on linear regression in explaining the regression concepts. Okay, now we can get our hands dirty. Firstly, let's start with one independent variable for the starting. Assume that we are working in a company and we have the knowledge of 5 of our friends' salaries. We also know how many years of experience they have in company. Years of experience is going to be our independent variable in this case. We will predict the salaries of our friends with their experience. Let's fill the table with the experiences and salaries. We named our friends as friend 1 to 5 and put the years near it by 0, 2, 3, 5 and 7. Salaries in order 5, 20, 30, 45, 60,000. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to create a basic graph. Y-axis is salaries and x-axis is years of experience. Let's insert our data in graph. Okay, the dots represents our friends. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to draw a line. Here is an important point. It won't start from 0 on y-axis because our friend 1 has no experience and he takes $5,000. Starting from 5,000, we are going to draw out a line. This line is our regression line. I will get in details after a minute, but let's understand the concept of prediction. Think of someone is going to start to work on our company, and our company has this kind of regression model. Think of the new worker has around 1 year experience. In a scenario, with this kind of model, it can be predicted how will her salary according to the experience she has. This is a really simple example, but we saw how it can be useful. Okay. We understood the basics. Now let's move into a little further concepts. I'm going to send the data away and we will work on equation and graph. Now we understood the basics of regression concept. Now see its components. I'm going to show you the simple linear regression concept. It's called as simple because it considers only one independent variable, which we can also call as x. Our equation for the simple linear regression is y equals to beta 0 beta 1 multiplied by x plus error term. Y is the salary in our example, the thing that we want to explain or predict. Beta 0 is the point, which is called as intercept. This point shows what would y be if x is equal to 0. Remember that in our example, one of our friends with no experience was taking $5,000. That's this situation. We can also see in our graph. Beta 0 is the point where the line starts. Beta 1 is the slope coefficient. It shows how x affects the y. This can be also negative if increase in x causes a decrease in y. You can also see on the graph what is beta 1, the slope of the line. Our last component in the simple linear regression equation is error term. Error term is the distance between our line and actual values. Error term is a really important concept. If we subtract predictions from actual values, we will reach the error term. We can also see the error term in graph. That was the components of the simple linear regression. Okay, before summarizing the video, I want to talk on one more concept. Let's call our equation once again. Why our line was linear? Because of the power of the beta 1. If beta 1 has a power of 2, we were going to see some line like this. This is why we had a linear regression, because of the power of the beta 1 coefficient. To sum up, regression is a common and useful method in most of the cases, and it can be only used if we have continuous variables as dependent variable. We talked about regression topics, simple linear regression equation, and linearity. Thanks for watching my video. From the description, you can reach to my courses and my personal website. Please comment if you want to ask about anything. You can subscribe to my channel if you want to see more data science content in your YouTube screen. Have a nice day. Goodbye.